continue on. We already saw the Matt Hardy stuff. Here's the big news coming out today. The Dirty Sheets reportedly has information.
The Dirty Sheets.
That's what it says here.
Wow.
Or maybe it meant the Dirt Sheets. Reportedly has information through a source that Bobby Lashley, Corey Graves, and Carmella are the WWE stars who have been diagnosed with the coronavirus. Rey Mysterio, Dana Brooke, Buddy Murphy, The Miz, Kairi Sane, Roman Reigns, and numerous others are in self-isolation. Carmella is said to be suffering the worst from the virus. It is reported that Lashley overcame the virus and returned to last week's WrestleMania 36 tapings, in which he had a match against Aleister Black. The Dirty Sheets, I guess this is a real thing, stated the following. It's bizarre that they are banned on their own social media platforms and they are instructed to bat away questions from the media. It's like Vince thinks it's personal to him and he's feuding with an invisible virus. It's like WWE versus WCW, but instead it's WWE versus COVID. It's especially fucked for those that are sick that they must hide it from the world rather than being role models and encouraging people to listen to the guidelines that are provided. Also, Pro Wrestling Sheets reporting and confirmed with WWE that an on-screen talent in the company who was not a member of the roster tested positive for COVID-19. According to sources, this person went out to dinner with their friends who worked in healthcare following the last batch of WWE tapings, which included WrestleMania 36, Day 1 and Day 2. They got a test done and was confirmed positive and went straight into quarantine. Since then, they've stayed in quarantine the entire time. The person has since been cleared of the virus at the end of this week, and they're feeling much better. Below is a statement Pro Wrestling Sheet received by WWE. An employee has tested positive for COVID-19. We believe this matter is a low risk to WWE talent and staff, as the individual and the roommate became symptomatic in the days following exposure to two people working in acute health care on the evening of March 26 after WWE's TV production on a closed set was already complete. The employee had no contact with anyone from WWE since being exposed to those two individuals. He's doing well and made a complete recovery. Why we mentioned that is because WWE is apparently going on doing live shows. That they're going to continue doing these live Raws, SmackDowns, and NXTs, still with the whole coronavirus going on. And even though some of their talent and a staff member reportedly getting the coronavirus. Talent is not happy with this, Dave. According to Fightful, Vince McMahon reportedly made the decision for WWE to return to live broadcasting for Raw, NXT, and SmackDown next week at the Performance Center, despite Florida issuing a stay-at-home order. Further details about this have now been reported by Fightful Select in regards to how WWE is getting around this order. The report notes that talent were issued with a letter that states that they are essential media workers should they be approached by law enforcement, who have been told to allow newspapers, television, radio, and other media service to continue their work should they have proof of employment. The report goes to note that many talent are reportedly shocked and unhappy with Vince McMahon and his aggressive decision to change upcoming TV from condensed pre-tape filming schedule to weekly live broadcasts. Wrestling Observer is reporting that there is speculation that the possible reason behind the decision was due to WWE's contracts with NBC Universal and Fox, as those deals allow for a certain amount of taped shows during the year. The number is 3 episodes a year. The concern that Fox and NBC could have grounds to change up the deals if WWE goes over that limit. That was a lot to intake there. So what is your thoughts on that, Dave? What do you think the WWE should do, especially with reports of Bobby and Carmella and Corey Graves getting the coronavirus, and then a staff member getting coronavirus. Do you think maybe Vince should have said, hey, maybe try to talk to USA and the Fox about, hey, this shit's crazy and life-threatening, and I think, we should put this deal on hold or something to where we are allowed to pre-tape as many episodes as we want, because if we don't, they're putting our talent in major danger? Or do you kind of agree with Vince and say, let's just continue live tapings and just be very, very cautious? What are your thoughts?
Well, with everything, it makes you weird about having them come back to work so soon, and all of a sudden Corey Graves is back to work now. But when I heard about that Vince is making everyone work, and I'm like, and I hear the other thing, like Fox and USA Network are basically forcing them to do live shows because otherwise they'd be in breach of contract. And then the whole other, they could get around where they wouldn't have to pay them money or nothing for violating the contract they agreed to. And it is kind of BS for the networks to hold them to that contract with everything going around. So I don't know which everyone wants to blame Vince, I get it. But I don't know if you really can. You blame him. It seems like his hands are tied with what the network wants to do.
Yeah, it seems like, look, Vince McMahon is probably one of the biggest dicks in wrestling. We can all agree with that. But I feel like this wouldn't be happening if there wasn't that in the contract. I feel like Vince is smart enough, and he may not even know what the fuck's going on. He may think he can beat coronavirus himself. I don't know. But I feel like that...
Well, Finn Balor does.
Yeah, that too. But it just feels... It's weird that he would put his talent and that sort of a risk of getting the virus and maybe infecting other people, instead of putting tapings on hold or pre-tape stuff in advance to where they don't have to do these live shows, every week. It's just kind of weird, especially when talent has gotten sick already. Yeah, Bobby was from traveling overseas.
He's in Africa.
Yeah, and apparently they put him on quarantine when he came back, but now we know he was sick. You kind of had to feel something was up with Corey because he was gone for so many weeks. Now we know why. So it's just, I don't know, man. We know how Vince is, and it's all about the money. But I don't agree with him on this. I think
But if he has no choice because the networks are telling him you have to put these shows on, it seems like.
But I feel like if he went up to Fox executives or NBC Universal executives, they could work something out. Like, this isn't like, I don't know how you can even compare this to something. But it feels like they should know better to put WWE through this. Schools are getting shut down. We're on shutdown. People are working from home. This is like a fucking legit serious matter to where I think they would be like, okay, we understand why you have to pre-tape shows because it's a very serious issue. Look at UFC. They're fucking done. They're shut down.
That's different. That's because of ESPN and Disney.
But still, I feel like if Vince really gave a shit and was really worried about his talent, that he would go up to them and try to convince them to work something out to where, hey, we have to pre-tape these because so-and-so and so-and-so got sick already, and I feel like it's the safest way to go is to pre-tape some shows here until we, it's comfortable for us to bring people back. I don't... Like, look at AEW. They were able to, record months in advance. WWE should be able to do that as well.
Yeah, but I don't think it's all on Vince, though, or everyone... I know everyone wants it to be. I think it's the networks not allowing them to do it.
To be honest with you, I think it's 50-50. It's Vince's fault and the executive's fault.
Because if they look at it, they would be breach of contract if they didn't do these shows.
I understand that, but Vince should go up to the executives and kind of talk to them and reason with them to where they wouldn't breach a contract or anything like that, You
think Rupert Murdoch cares? No, he doesn't. He's just like Vince. He doesn't care. You signed this deal. You're going to do it.
Mega Billionaires, Fox, and NBC don't care for our health, says Bob Aruski. You're probably right.
I mean, Rupert Murdoch doesn't give two shits.
Yeah, they don't go back till, Peckerman, you're right, September. Schools are closed to September. There's no even fucking sports. Like, there's not even sports going on right now. And you want the WWE, Fox, and NBC to run live shows because it's in the contract that they're only allowed to do 3 of them?
The reason they want them to do it is because they want viewers to their live shows. That's what it is. They're looking about the ratings. People are stuck at home and they're going to watch Raw and they're going to watch SmackDown and NXT. That's what they're looking at, the ratings, because they're the only thing going besides AEW too. But they're the only live, somewhat sport event that is going. That's why these big corporations want these people to go on so they can get the ratings out of it.
Alice, we touched on that earlier in the show with your tweet that you sent, or that message you sent me. Noob, if you want to post the link in here, it'd be a lot easier for me to pull it up, if you don't mind, sir. But yeah, that's going on. So they're going to be continuing live tapings on the WWE side, that is. So Raw this Monday night, it's going to be live. So enjoy it. The rich elite don't care about anything but their stock portfolio, says Ian Dunn. You're probably right. You're right. Vince McMahon probably really doesn't care either. As I crack open my cold one over here, he probably doesn't give a shit either. So as long
Corona?
No. It's a Coca-Cola. So I can continue bringing you
Coca-Cola.
This 100%, content that we're doing right now. All right, don't forget, if you're a subscriber to the show, please get in on this giveaway right now. Congratulations to Sacrifice for winning the giveaway number 1. We're currently doing giveaway number 2. So if you're a subscriber, get in on this giveaway. We'd love to have you guys in this. Let's see. Update on the viewership. In terms of viewership for WWE WrestleMania 36 Night 1 of the event, which featured the main event of The Undertaker versus AJ Styles, is reported to have drawn more viewers than Night 2. Night 2, WrestleMania 36, featured Brock and Drew McIntyre. This is a reverse of what the viewership looked like for the kickoff shows. The kickoff show for Night 2 drew 112,000 viewers, while the kickoff show for Night 1 drew 106,000 viewers on FS1. On YouTube, Night 1 kickoff show drew 3 million views, which is more than what Night 2 kickoff show drew, 1.9 million, which that was Natalya and Liv Morgan. So, I mean,
Tony's favorite.
It's not a shocker there. Are the Forgotten Sons forgotten yet? We're talking about them and just from mint to Coke. You got that right. Something delicious. From something shitty to something delicious. How about that? Why don't 20 talents equally go in his office on day of and refute these guys saying stuff behind the scenes but closed mouth in front of Vince? It's a good question. I couldn't tell you. Maybe just trying to be company.
I think this is honestly the guys who show up and want to work for him, and there's the guys obviously who aren't working. I think the guys who are showing up to work for Vince, I think they're trying to hope to get in some good favor with Vince going forward. That, hey, you guys were here for me, so in the long run, maybe he'll do something different for them. I think that's what it is. A lot of these young guys are out there working, like the Prophets, like Alexander and Ricochet out there doing these shows, and plus, they live right there.
You know what I think also, and that's a good point Ian Dunn put in the chat room. I think a lot of these wrestlers who are that are seeing what's going on are finally getting the opportunity to actually do something. Do
you think they're getting bonuses too for showing up for these shows?
I doubt it, but I feel like guys that that never do anything in the back, this is their opportunity to do stuff. When you have guys like Roman Reigns and maybe other talent who are not comfortable being on the show, this is your chance. If you're an Apollo Crews, if you're a Ricochet, a Cedric Alexander, a Liv Morgan, these are your opportunities to kind of embrace. I know it's during these difficult times, but this is their chance. I agree with you, Truth and Law. They should all deserve bonuses if they're.
But especially the guys who are working, they should be getting bonuses for showing up to work.
But this is their chance. Like this is honestly their chance to maybe get a push or Like you said, maybe Vince finally opens his eyes on certain talent that he didn't give a shit about in years before. This is their chance right now. And we saw Monday Night Apollo Crews. This could be just, a one-hit wonder kind of thing. Had a tremendous match with Aleister Black. I mean, this match went, 20 minutes almost? This was a regular Raw after Mania. I don't think we even see Crews and Aleister Black. Probably not. Because a lot of talent's not able to be on Raw, we're getting Apollo Crews. We're getting Cedric Alexander and Ricochet now together. So, we'll see. For your information, Sean Ross is answering questions about this topic on Twitter. Oh, shit. Well, kind of keep me up to date on what he's saying. Because I can't pull it up at the moment. But let's continue on. We got a couple of more things to say here. Oh, if you're an Impact Wrestling fan, an update on Impact Wrestling amid the coronavirus pandemic. The company is currently filming their last of their television tapings from a closed set today in Nashville, Tennessee.
So they were closed, so they couldn't work.
PW Insider is reporting the company plans to film the Rebellion-themed episodes of Access, which was postponed earlier this month due to the pandemic. Impact is set to film enough content to see them through the next month, but that could change depending on what they edit together. They also have content to air from their recent tapings in Georgia. So you know what that means, Dave?
Yep, the party's not stopping.
More Impact watch parties, baby! Yeah!
I also seen some stuff where that they could be filming some of this Rebellion, or what was it called? Rebellion. The Rebellion pay-per-view on these empty arenas, and we could still get these pay-per-view.
Yeah, so we get more Impact watch parties coming.
I thought I seen that they said that Dreamer said they got on tape for like 2 or 3 months. They're going to do it in like a few days.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're referring to. So our watch parties are not going away, folks. Not at least until Impact has nothing else to show. This may excite some of you wrestling fans. I know it's going to excite Dave. Jerry Lawler speculates on Undertaker versus Sting Boneyard match. Lawler did a WrestleMania 36 review on his latest podcast and seemed to have praise for WWE in the Boneyard match. Let's see. Here we go. Let's get to what he said about Sting. Due to the fact it's more of a movie-style performance, this does not require taking massive bumps among other physical skills that pro wrestling requires. Now in this style, we could easily have The Undertaker in the match that they've always wanted to have forever, Sting. Can you imagine watching that in that cinematic style that the Boneyard match was done in? It could be done. That was a perfect location for the Boneyard match in a cemetery. The Undertaker and Sting could be done in any kind of setting, and it could be amazing. Is that something you want to see, Dave?
Yeah, well, we talked about it on our review show, I think Sunday night or something, whatever it was, for WrestleMania last week, and that could we see like a Sting versus Undertaker done in this type of cinematic setting? And I think you even said yes, you would like to see it, and I would love to see Sting and Undertaker finally. Look, would it be the same? No. But it would be unique just to see them both doing something together,
Oh man, I hope they don't tape a shit ton of that it freaking makes the wrestlers get sick themselves. Apparently also Mr. Jerry is geared up and ready to be on Raw. I have not missed Jerry Lawler on Raw at all. Just give me Saxton and Tom Phillips. I'm okay with that. Jerry Lawler and his little one-liner jokes and shit like that. I haven't missed Jerry Lawler at all on Raw. Have you, Dave?
I don't watch Raw much anyway, so I wouldn't know.
Well, you're missing out, Dave. Shit, you're missing out on Street Profits for 45 minutes on the opening of Raw, Dave? Come on now.
Yeah, that'll make me want to tune in each week.
Oh, he misses his job. Oh, really? You want Oscar on commentary? I'll take Oscar over Jerry any day. Any day. All right, Dave, you ready to talk some SmackDown? Because we don't really have too many more rumors to go through. I do have a fun question for everybody if you want to, when we end tonight's show.